Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Sunday Adelaja here. You know what? We tried to connect our internet today, but we just couldn't do it. I don't know what happened, so I want to just use this opportunity to. Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Sunday here. I don't know if I should try to come on again or not, but somehow the internet decided to work today. Maybe I should come on. Maybe I should try and do it anyway. Should I try and do it? Maybe I should. Maybe I should, right? Maybe you guys are still waiting. I just thought of trying to apologize to you. That's why I came on now. But if you guys are still waiting for me, then maybe I will just go and do the teaching for you. Because I already wrote a note that I will not do it. But, you know what? If you are all waiting, I will just go ahead and do it. Why not? I will go ahead and do it for you. I don't know what happened to the internet. It just didn't work out. Maybe I should go and wear my clothes because I'd removed my clothes and everything. I thought that it will not happen again. Okay, let me just put my t-shirt on, okay? Sorry for that. I'd given up myself. I thought that it would not happen today because, we tried to do this another floor I am right now. This in my private place. So this is not the place I normally do it. So I didn't expect to do it today anymore. And I was just saying, let me just see how I'd given up for today, and I just went to do other things for myself, and I never expected to come on again, but who knows? So I just said, let me just see if I could see if maybe it's going to work, and it's working. I couldn't believe it. So sorry everybody for the mix-up, and it's just like we are late again. We are late today by 1 hour almost. So, and it's a very important topic that I have for you today. It's a very important topic, and I didn't even write it. So, let me see if any of my guys are there watching. Maybe any one of them could write. Sufficient. Are you there, Sufficient? I see your husband. Or maybe Joshua. Maybe you are there. Is there anyone? Is there Joshua there? Or maybe Natasha or any one of my assistants? The topic, I just want one of you to help me write the topic for the title, or Igor or anyone. The title is going to be, what do I do if my debtors are not returning my money? What do I do if my debtors are not returning my money? So you owe people, there are people who owe you money, and what do you do if they are not returning your money? So that's the question. That's the topic I want to talk about today. What do you do when your debtors refuse to return your money? What do you do when your debtors refuse to return your money? Okay, I think that's an important one that we all need to listen to. So let's go ahead and share the topic of the link for today, because we will have normally done this by now, but let's go ahead and share it, please, if you don't mind. Go ahead and look for your share button, and let's go and share the button. Let's go and share it. Let's go. And like I said, I didn't plan to come out anymore. I just thought I should come and just apologize that we have missed the time, but I started seeing all of you come up, so I think, hey, maybe we should just go ahead and do it. Maybe I should just go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and share it. Let's share the button. Let's share the link. Let's go ahead and share the link and invite people to come and join us, okay? Okay. So the topic is, what do I do if people that owe me money, my debtors, if they are not returning my money, if they are not giving back my money, what do I do? If my debtors are not returning my money, what do I do? So if you are ready, then we should go. All right. Okay, now the thing to answer this question, the very first thing that I would like to ask you to do is this. Normally, when people owe us money, and they are not giving it back to us, the first temptation that we have is that we want to get angry at them because we try to help them, and it's like, actually, objectively speaking, it's like we have argument, we have reason for getting annoyed. I mean, there is a reason for it. We have argument where we can say, I try to help this guy, and instead of me getting some good attitude and response from him, instead of him to be grateful and to be thankful, I'm rather, getting neglect from his side, and he's not paying back my money. So this guy is trying to cheat me, and nobody wants to be cheated. Nobody wants to be taken for granted. So when you give people money and you expect them to give you back, they owe you money and they are not giving you back, you feel offended, you feel cheated, you feel that these people are mistreating you, they are taking advantage of you. And there is a reason for that, and it's justified. It's justified for you to think that, yes, people are taking advantage of you. It's justified for you to think that, these people don't have the right to behave this way towards me. And it's justified for you to be hurt. You could be angry and offended by that kind of attitude. Nobody wants to be deceived. Nobody wants anybody to take advantage of them. So when you give people money, you want to help them. You give them money, you try to lend them money because you are trying to be a believer, or to be a good Samaritan, or to be a brother's keeper. But when they come around and they just mistreat you, or they don't give you what you deserve, or they don't pay you back your money, there are hurt feelings right there. There are hurt feelings right there. So now what do? The first thing you want to do is that you want to overcome that feelings of anger. You want to overcome that feeling of anger. You want to overcome the feeling of anger in yourself. Not just towards them, but you want to overcome that feeling of anger in yourself. You don't want anger to overcome you. Because Satan is not just trying to destroy those people and to punish them, but Satan is trying to destroy you too. So Satan is after you. It's not just after the people who owe you money. It's one thing for them to owe you money, and you are already offended enough. You have already been abused enough that they are not returning your money. But on the other hand, the fact that you've been abused, that your money is not being returned, is one thing. But on the other hand, you could actually be captivated by Satan as well. So you could be going through punishment two ways. Satan could be punishing you. One, that your money is not being returned to you. Secondly, Satan could actually put you in captivity. Satan could enslave you, captivate you, and punish you in a bad way, even though you are the one that is supposed to be justified. You are the one that is that is right. You are the one that is supposed to be justified. You are the one that is that is a victim in this situation. But Satan doesn't care for that. Satan will go after you and try to punish you nevertheless. And the way Satan will try to punish you is through your own anger. When you get offended that people you lend money to, that people you gave money to are not trying to return your money, Satan will say, okay, now you have the right to be offended at them. Now you have the right to get angry at them. And that anger, that position of anger, trying to get angry at people that are not returning your money, at your debtors, it's justified on one hand, but on the other hand, that will it will put you into captivity. The Bible tells us that the debtor is a slave to the lender. Yes, the debtor is a slave to you. Quite all right. But on the other hand, you will become a slave to Satan, not just to the borrower or to the lender now. You will become a slave to Satan when you fall victim to anger. When you get annoyed, when you begin to really get mad at people that owe you money, you become a slave. You become a slave to Satan. Anger enslaves you, and by that anger, you are not just enslaved by the anger, you are being sold out to Satan. So You don't want yourself to suffer twice. You don't want yourself to fall into the hook of Satan 2 times. On one hand, your money is not being given back to you. On the other hand, you are falling victim by being, by being caught up in anger, by being caught up in bad feelings, by being caught up in all kind of wrong feelings and all that in you, and that will destroy you eventually. It will destroy you. So if you don't want yourself to be destroyed, and you don't want Satan to captivate you and enslave you and take advantage of you and eventually destroy you because of your anger and the feeling of injustice and things like that, there are different ways to approach this. There are different ways to approach it. So the first thing you want to do is to clear your mind. When people owe you money, you want to clear your mind first. You want to make sure that you bless these people, that you release them. Because anytime you are holding somebody in captivity, when you are holding them captive and you are saying, I need them to give my money, God will punish them, they are not returning my money, and I will not forgive them. As long as you are not forgiving them, you are not going to be forgiven. As long as you are holding, prejudice against them, and your anger is against them, you are actually punishing yourself as well. There's something that somebody said about anger and about, anger, hatred. The thing about anger is as if it's like, I think it's Nelson Mandela who said this. I think it's Nelson Mandela who said it. All of you know who Nelson Mandela is. Nelson Mandela is a great, civil rights activist in South Africa who was in prison for 27 years. He knows something about anger. He knows something about lack of forgiveness. And he was put in prison unjustly. He was supposed to be angry. He was supposed to be annoyed, and he was supposed to be unforgiving. But you know what he said? He discovered when he was in prison. This is quite cool. He said while he was in prison, he had the choice or the opportunity to be angry at the people who treated him unjustly, put him in prison for 27 years. He said, but what he discovered is that these people who put him in prison were in freedom, and he was in prison, getting angry and killing himself with that anger. And then he discovered that, look, while I'm angry here, they are enjoying their lives out there. Then he came to this conclusion that, look, anger or unforgiveness towards people who offend you is like drinking poison. It's like drinking poison in the hope that your enemy will die. You did not give the poison to your enemy. You are drinking the poison in the hope that your enemy will die. You drinking the poison, hoping that the people who offend you, that the people you are angry at, die. So when you get angry at somebody, or you have the feeling of unforgiveness to someone, you are the one that is actually poisoning yourself. You are drinking poison, thinking that the person who was offended you are thinking about is going to die. He doesn't even know that you are drinking the poison. He doesn't even know what's happening to you. He is enjoying his life where he is. He is not even aware of how you are feeling. So, that's how anger is, and that's how unforgiveness is. When you are, nurturing unforgiveness and anger towards other people, you are actually killing yourself. You are drinking that poison, thinking that they will die. They will not die. They don't even know. They are enjoying their lives. They are enjoying their lives. They don't even know that you are drinking poison. They don't even know that you are suffering. And this is all coming from the fact that you gave somebody money. You wanted to help somebody. You were, you were offended. You offended because they did not give back your money. It's like it's justifiable for you to be angry. It's like, it's understandable. It's explainable if you get annoyed, but it's not allowed. And you know what anger does for you? Anger is not just a poison. Anger and unforgiveness is a bad poison, because anger and unforgiveness will land you in cancer. Anger and unforgiveness lead to cancer. It will lead to you having growth and heart attack. All kind of diseases are connected to unforgiveness and anger. So you don't want to entertain anger. So if anybody owes you money and they don't want to give you that money back, what you want to do is just release them first. Just let them go. Don't let them go like saying you let go the debt. No, you have the right to claim your debt. You have the right to claim your money. It is your money. You have the right to claim that money. So don't say you have to forgive them the money. No, but you have to forgive them as individuals. That is to say, you don't have anything against them as individuals, but you need your money and you need them to give back your money. So that is sure. So be principled in asking back for your money, in asking for your money from them. Tell them they need to keep to their word. Not even for your sake only, but for their sake too. Is helping them when they pay what they need to pay. It is helping them when they show responsibility. They need to be helped and they need to be taught on how to show responsibility. They need to be responsible for their word. They need to be responsible for the money they took. And they need to be taught not to be silly and not to be heartless. So they need to be taught, and they will change in the process of them trying to pay back your money. If they will not pay back your money, they are not going to change. It's going to be worse for them. But for your own good, even though you are still demanding for your money, but you don't nurse any anger. You don't nurse any unforgiveness in your heart towards them. So you forgive them. You let them go in the sense that you are not saying anything against them. You are not hating them. You are not, experiencing any hatred, anger, or anything like that towards them. You are not nurturing unforgiveness towards them. But you need your money because it's not their money. Some people think that they have to forgive the people, and forgiving people means forgiving the money. No, you can forgive somebody, but still demand for your money. You still demand because they took that money. They took the money. That was not your agreement initially, that you are going to forgo the money. They took the money and they promised to give it. So they have to be taught to keep to their money, to keep to their word. Let them keep to their word. Let them keep to their promise. If they promise to pay it back, they have to pay it back. So if they are not planning to pay it back before, and they came to you to deceive you that they are going to pay it back, why they were not planning to pay it back, then they got to be responsible for that. You've got to hold them responsible for that. So it's not in anger, not in hatred, not wishing them bad or anything, but just make them to be responsible to the word they gave. And if they don't want to be responsible to the word they give, if they want to take you for granted, if they want to be, so just ride on you, and they come to take your money not intending to pay it back, you know what you're going to do? Take them I wanted to say take them to jail or take them to prison, but take them to court. Take them to court. You have the right to take them to court. You have the right to demand what belongs to you. You have the right to demand for that. And it's not just because you are wicked. And sometimes people begin to say, oh, you are unforgiving. No, I forgive you. No, you are forgiven. But I need my money. Even if I don't need the money for myself, I need it to help other people. It's okay. Some people might say, okay, I don't need the money for myself anymore. I have more money. Or God will give me something else. Or God will bless me. Yes, but you don't need it. But there are a lot of people who need money out there. There are a lot of people who need money. That money could help somebody else. That money could help some widows somewhere. That money could help some orphanages. That money could help some poor people in Africa. That money could help somebody. So I need that money back. I need that money back. If you don't want to pay that money, let them take you to jail. Let them take you to prison. And over there, they will teach you how to work. They will teach you how to work for money. And that sometimes that is the best way to treat people, because it changes them. You help them to change. Or if they don't want to go to prison, let them go to work. Let them go to work for the money. So because when they go to work, at least they change. They become better. They begin to work at least. They begin to do something. Let them take responsibility for themselves. Let them begin to work. Let them take responsibility for the money they took. And that's one of the ways you could help people. who are irresponsible. One of the ways you could help them is not by forgiving them the money, is by demanding the money from them. That when you are demanding the money from them, you really help them. You help them to be responsible. You help them to go out and work on themselves. You help them to begin to think about planning. You help them to begin to think about budget. You help them to begin to make, arrangements, to begin to know that when you say something, when you commit yourself to something, you must be responsible. You must do what you promise. And that's a good thing. It's not that people will be looking at you and say, oh, it's not good, you are wicked and that. But you know what? It's not wickedness. It's really helping people. It's really helping people. All right? Okay. So, when I'm talking about forgiving people, I'm not saying forgoing the debt. When I say forgive them as individuals. But that is different from forgoing the debt. So I don't think that you have to forgo unless God tells you to forgo the debt. Unless God tells you to forgive and forgo the debt and let the debt go. Yeah, that if God tells you that, that's what you should do. But apart from that, help teach these people lesson. Help them to know how to take responsibility for their lives, for themselves, and for the word they give, and also for the money they took. Okay. Now, so we don't want to get into the trap of anger. We don't want Satan to get rid of us. We don't want Satan to make us drink poison, thinking that our enemy is going to die. We don't want that to happen, but we want to get back our money and use it for better things. Okay. All right. Some people are writing some things here. Let me read what people are writing. Okay. Okay, Abby Kosh says, how do you forget, she's saying here, how do you forget someone that swindled you of all your investment and made your business to collapse, even though you never lent him money, but he has an access to one to your business account, he stole the money and promised to pay back in the last 13 years. Nothing has come up. No contact. Nothing. No, that's exactly what I'm saying, Abby. I'm not saying you should forgive the person in terms that you should let him take your money and go away. That's what a lot of Christians do. They believe that when we talk about forgiveness, and when we say you forgive someone, that means you should let the money go. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. I say you should forgive them so that you don't keep on harming yourself. I say that you should forgive them so that you don't keep on killing yourself, so that you don't keep on bringing misfortune upon yourself. Because if you don't forgive that person, as long as you are holding them in captive, you are going to be in captivity too. You are not just in the captivity of your soul, but your business is not going to go. You are going to struggle with your finances as well. You are putting yourself in captivity, and you are allowing Satan to come into your life, and Satan is going to make you miserable. When you are not forgiving that person who took your money, you are allowing Satan. You are opening the door of your house to the enemy. So Satan is going to beat you in the head. On one hand, you are suffering that your money has been stolen. On the other hand, you are not forgiving the person. You are in anger. But on the other hand, the door has been opened to Satan to come and torture you, and it's not going to allow you to. Satan is going to torture you, he's going to batter you, and it's not going to allow you to prosper. Because when you are living in unforgiveness, your business will die too. When you are living in unforgiveness, you sell yourself out in bondage to Satan. And when you sell yourself out in bondage to Satan, to anger, because that's anger. Unforgiveness is bondage. So when you are bound by anger, when you are bound by the unforgiveness, that is Satan. You are entering into the territory of Satan. And when you yourself yourself, you're captivated by anger, when you are under the bondage of forgiveness and unforgiveness and anger, it means your life is under the captivity of Satan as well. So it means Satan is binding you. So, and if Satan is, bonding you, and you are under the captivity of Satan, it means your business is under the captivity of Satan as well. It means your business, your finances, things are not going to go on for you. So sometimes when people owe us money and we don't forgive them, that does not, when I'm talking about forgiveness, I'm not saying let the money go. No, when you are angry at them, when you are unforgiving, when you are bitter at them, that's what I'm saying. That bitterness brings you into captivity so much that your business begins to suffer, your family begins to suffer, your health begins to suffer. Satan begins to just, beat you down. It just begins to, beat you down and begin to do anything he wants against you, because you have just opened the door for him. That's what it means. So but the fact that you ask for your money, you should. If this person is taking your money for that long and is not returning it, why didn't you take him to court? You're supposed to take him to court, and you're supposed to find some legal means of demanding for your money. Even though you are forgiving him, you love him, but you should still demand for your money. And you should not wait for 13 years. You should take some legal position and take some legal demand. Fabienne Miji say, your borrowers need to be taught to be responsible. Yes, your borrowers need to be taught to be responsible. Your debtors need to be taught to be responsible and to pay back the money. Even if you don't need the money, you need to let them go through the process of paying back, because that's how they change. That's how they become better people. But in your own heart, you must forgive them, not have any anger, not have any bitterness, and just release them. T. Mark T. Praise says, to forgive is like not to forgive is like you drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Yes. Butari says, name a few things a Christian is not supposed to do. I already did that. Showwoman said, always enjoy everything about you, sir. More anointing. Thank you, Kinde. Oluwa Yomi says, I experienced this even with my so-called friends. I began to develop chest pain just because I add on to the pain that friends had inflicted on me by their action. There is nothing worse more than the poison of bitterness of heart. I have been there, Pastor Sunday, and you are definitely right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you want to forgive them in the sense that you don't want to hold on to the anger and to the bitterness against them. You want to release them in your heart, because that's the best way to do it for yourself and for your family and for your future. You want to let them go, not because they deserve to let you go, not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you love yourself and you don't want to suffer because you have not forgiven somebody. Negative emotions will kill you. It's going to bring all kind of destructive things to your life, and we don't want that to happen to you. Francesca Graziano says, hatred and not to forgive is like poison for your soul. Just be responsible. Don't take people for granted. Be respectful no matter what. God bless you, Pastor Sunday. You rock. Thank you. Fabian Miji says, you have the right to demand what belongs to you. Yeah, that's true. You have the right to demand what belongs to you. If they don't want to pay you back, bring them to court. Yes. That's why we are living in a civilized society. And that's why we are living in a judicial society, in a law society. And law demands that everybody demands, the law demands that we all obey the law. I mean, if you go to the house of somebody and rob them, at a gunpoint, you'll be taken to jail. You'll be put in prison. That's why we have law and and order in the society. So if you go around and just begin to drive around in your car in red light and green light yellow line and just go drive around anyhow, you'll be stopped, you'll be arrested, you'll be fined. That is why we are living in a law society, in a judicial society, in a lawful legislative society. So the law is what is supposed to be regulating our relationship with other people. So the people you are living with, who are your friends or whoever they are, you have relationship with, God knows, and the people the people who form society know that there will be arguments, there will be instances whereby people will disagree and people will not be willing to do what they need to do. So that's why we have that law, and we have law so that everybody, arguments could be settled, so that relationships could be restored, and any bad feelings, could be gotten over by you going to the court of law. So we shouldn't look at law and court as something that is really bad. No, take them to court. If they don't want to pay you back, take them to court. You have the right to do that. Tosin Oyewumi said, that's so practical. If they are trying to take you for a ride, take them to court. You help them to change. Let them show responsibility for what they do, and you help them to be responsible. That's right. Now, it's another thing if they are trying their best, all right? If they are trying their best to be responsible, if they are trying their best, to pay you, and they are working on themselves, and they are working extra hours, and they are really struggling, and they are really trying their best, that is different, okay? If they are trying their best, you want to understand with them. You want to, give them some consideration and let them give you a plan of how they were going to pay you, or let them explain to you what they're doing. Let them come to you to some agreement with you, and let them, begin to work on, fulfilling their promise one way or the other. But if they're not doing anything, or they're trying to be silly, then you take them to court for sure. So Fabian says, forgiving does not mean forgetting or forgoing the debt. That's exactly right. You're right. Joel Muke says, forgive them, don't forgo the debt unless God leads to forgo the debt. That's exactly so. Adeyebi Promise says, I don't believe you need to teach anybody lesson. That should not be your motive. Yes. Your motive is not to teach them lesson, but your motive is to make them keep to their word. If they promise that they took your money under the promise that they are going to pay it back, let them keep to their word. You shouldn't have any bad feelings toward them, but you have the right to demand for your money. Jacob Saleh said, you have the right to demand for your money. You own yourself to be happy. Yes. Olukayode Ekundayo said, thanks be to God you made it tonight. What a shocking revelation. Thank you, sir. Better to be properly guarded. God bless you, Pastor Sunday. Thank you. T. Mark T. Praise says, I completely agree with you, sir. Okay. Omar Sirim Shinaka said, my God, preach, man of God. Promise Nwoku says, sir, how do I forgive a person who calls himself a man of God and he defrauded me and took my money to Italy? It doesn't matter where he took your money to. He could have taken your money to Italy, or taken your money to America, or to Africa, or to Russia. People who defraud you. People behave funny sometimes, but you still have to forgive them. I'm not saying to forgive the money. I'm not telling you to forgo the money. It's different from forgiving them. Like I said, not forgiving them is like drinking poison in the hope that your enemy will die. It's like you are drinking poison and you are hoping that the person who has offended you will die. You are drinking poison. You are the one going to die. If you are, and anger is poison. Unforgiveness is poison. So if you are not forgiving and you are angry and you are bitter, you are the one that is drinking the poison. You are drinking the poison. So you need to forgive them, but you need to demand for your money as well. Look how they said, I'm too emotional. I do not owe them, and I do not even ask the debtors because they have automatically freed me from future requests. when a debtor refuses to pay me, he has shut the door to future requests. That's so true. That's so true. To future assistance, yes, but I do not sue them. Yeah, well, it's your right. You don't have to sue them, but but you have the right to demand for your money. You have the right, and of course they close the door. That's so true. They close the door to future help. They close the door to themselves. Basil Osezele said, too much pity leads to self-destruction. Yep. Anama Shidoze says, you are making a good point, man of God. Thank you. T-Mark says, if borrowers have refused to be responsible, then you teach them how to be responsible. That is so well said. That is so well said. If they don't want to be responsible, you teach them how to be responsible. That is so well said. Abigail Orusa said, God bless you, Pastor. Greater grace and greater glory. Thank you. Basil says, just law, justice, no peace. Where there is no peace, even the wisest will get tired of life. Yeah. Kirk says, they must pay because they said so. Yeah, because they said so. Kosh says, Abikosh, God bless you abundantly, sir, for your wealth of wisdom. He's been forgiven, but it's hard to forget. Yeah, it's hard to forget, definitely. But, try to forgive and try to forget. But, just go on with your life. Don't let them bring punishment to you. Don't let them bring sorrow to you. Don't let them bring destruction to you just because of lack of forgiveness. Shidi Obinelo said, great to hear this from the man of God, because most times people take our meekness in Christ for weakness. Yes, that's so true. That's so true. Bobo says, we pay a big price by always wanting to be liked at all costs. Yeah, which presents us in taking hard decisions. That's right. Oh, look how they said, I think the legal system in Nigeria favors the debtors rather than the lenders. They take you through more pains to retrieve just a part of the money. You may even spend more money than you are being owed. I have bad tenants who own for months and not easy to eject them. Wow. Kim says, I have been helping my brother his whole life. He is 52 years old now and supporting whatever comes his way financially as well. I can no longer do it. I'm a widow now and they demand it from me. It hurts. Yeah. That's so bad. It hurts me to say no, but what do you think I should do to not to destroy myself, to continue to do them, to give to them, or to protect myself? I appreciate your opinion. No, if he is 52, I think it's high time for you to defend yourself. I think it's high time for you to think about your future as well. Soon you are going to go on pension, and you need to think about your old age and your pension age as well. So I think, if you have the capacity, maybe you should still be giving them some little assistance, but not like making them to be dependent on you. Kike Moronkeji said, it's like parents who love their children. When the child misbehaves, the parents correct, but still loves the child. That's similar to forgiving the person, but demanding for the debt repayment. That's so true. That's so true. Joyce Arrow says, may God grant us the grace to truly forgive our debtors. Yeah, because God demands that from us. Ayodeji Bello said, a senior colleague of mine collected a large sum of money from me and claimed that he helped me pay the money into a college for a postgraduate degree course here in the UK. And having arrived in the UK, I and other colleagues from Africa were redirected to a different college, and we were made to pay new tuition fees. I demanded a refund, but I couldn't get from this senior colleague, and I couldn't do anything because I thought he was a genuine colleague. He claims to be a pastor. I was forced to repay part of tuition. I stopped talking and dealing with him because I hated him. Why? Because I respected him too much. Every attempt to get refund proved abortive, but I paid him back. But by you getting angry at him and getting mad at him and by hating him, that could be destructive to you, really. that could be destructive to you. So I would advise you to to just forgive him and to release him and to let the anger go. And especially hatred, that could be very dangerous to you. Hatred could bring about cancer. Hatred could bring about heart attack. And you don't want to nurture that hatred anymore. Let him go, even though you are no more expecting the money from him, but you could still demand the money from him, but let him go. Not that you let the money go, but but let him go. Don't have any bitterness. Don't have any anger. Don't nurture any unforgiveness towards him. Because that's just for your own good. T. Maxi, Pastor Sunday, your teaching has made me wiser than Uncle Sam. And all his cohorts, I'm free. Hallelujah. Thank God. Thank God. Edward Belarus, private. Yes, Pastor, the forgiveness is panacea. Yes, yes. Thank you, Edward. Bobo says, hard love is the best medicine. Is the best medicine. That's so true. Hard love, but is a good medicine. Forgive us as we forgive our debtors. Yes. Omasirim Shinaka say, God bless you, man of God. This word of wisdom indeed. Thank you. Okay. Lola Shoronke says, yesterday's message taught me to share how you plan to pay back the money you owe. Update them if any changes. Today I learned not to be angry but forgive those who owe you, and they still pay back. Don't block your blessings. Yes. All right. So now, once we have learned that lesson that we forgive people, we've learned the lesson that we forgive people. So what do we do next? What do we do next? Okay, after forgiving somebody, as God forgives us, and he said we should forgive our debtors as he has forgiven us, there are some other things you have to do. You have to make sure that you go through the laws of the land, through the rules of the land, through the due process. So before you take the person to court, make sure that you go through the due process. Maybe you need to go and talk to the people that demand respect. If you are a believer, you might want to take the person to the pastor or go and talk to the pastor. The pastor might be able to talk to the person, and if the person that is owing you is a pastor himself, maybe he has one of the pastors that he is following or someone he respects. Try to go to somebody that they respect. If they respect anybody, try to go to someone that they respect and talk to them before you go to court. But let them know that you will go to court if they don't respond. But tell them that you really want to settle this in a peaceful manner. And one of the ways to do this is to go to people they respect. It could be a pastor, it could be their parents, it could be their family members, it could be to their spouse. You must let people who surround them to know that this is what has happened and that this is how they are behaving. Or in some cases, you might want to go and talk to their boss. You might want to go to their company or to their boss, to their director, or to whoever is over them, to whoever is over them or whoever they respect. So you might want to go and complain to those people first before you go to court. So court is almost the final step that you want to take. But before you do that, you want to make sure that you have actually attempted to resolve the case in more amicable way by going to talk to the people they trust or the people they respect. By taking, that's like the Bible says in Matthew 18. If you have anything against your brother, go and talk to them one-on-one first. So if they don't agree, if they don't listen to you when you talk to them one-on-one, go and call someone else. And that is normally someone they respect. So go call someone they respect, complain to them and let those people talk to them. And if you have called one person or two people to talk to them and they don't respond to them, then you want to go ahead from there. you want to go and talk to the congregation, the Bible says, then talk to the whole congregation. If they do not respond to the congregation, to the church at large, then you have the right to take them out of the court. Out of the church community. And so that means you have the right to take the case out of the church system, out of the family system. You have to take it to the ward system. That's where we're living in a law society. So you have to take it to the ward system and cause the legal system and the judiciary to take its due course. So the law have to take its due course, because you have done your best to resolve the question at home. You try to resolve the question in the before their pastor, before whoever they respect, or their family members, or their boss at work. Then you could go from there to talk to the police or to the court. Now, Bobo is writing. When I said you should take the case to the congregation, she's saying, am I talking about the whole congregation? No. Well, if you go to talk to the leadership of the church, that is like the whole congregation. It is now the choice of the leadership of the church to decide if they are going to expose that to the whole congregation or not. But if you go to talk to the pastor and to the leadership of the church, yes, that is enough. And it's now the decision of the pastor or the leadership of the church to decide if they want to take that up or on the level of the whole congregation or not. Tosin Oyewumi said, "Well done, man of God. Please, how do we truly love people without hurting them?" I have a whole teaching for a whole week. If you go to my blog, SundayAdelajablog.com, you might want to go and see some of the old recordings that I did on this live blog. And I was talking about love, that you can't love God without loving people. So I think that will help you a little bit, because that's a big topic on love. But I have a teaching on love for a whole week, so you might want to go and listen to that one there. Okay. Yeah, I think we're already late today, and so I just try to come with the gist of this message to you. So let me hear what you're thinking. Could you please write something for me? What do you think about this teaching? Do you think it's helpful? Do you think it's practical enough? Will it help you? Please, let's go and share the link. If you have not shared the link, go and let's look for our share button. Go and share the link. And I also want you to write your conclusion or your impression about this teaching. What do you think about this? Do you think it's helpful? Do you think it's a good solution? Yeah, let me hear what you're thinking. Let me hear what you're thinking about this teaching. And of course, let me hear of your conclusions. Let me hear of your conclusion. What's your conclusion about this teaching today? Bara Calling says, this teaching is mind-blowing. Okay. Well, yeah, you have to come to the right conclusion. Let's hear what you are going to do with this teaching, which you said is mind-blowing. Let's hear what you are going to do with it. Let's hear what you are going to do with it. Is anybody going to do anything with this teaching? I'm sorry I came late. It's especially for people in America. It's very late over there right now. It's like I think it's like 3:30 in the morning or so. So, but I'll be back in the morning by the grace of God. I hope to be back tomorrow morning, maybe. Yeah, as usual. I will be back tomorrow morning as usual. So, are you going to write anything you think about this teaching, or your conclusions or your decisions? If you want to write that, I will read it. Let me see what you are writing so that I could read something on your decision. Dora Hotberry says, very helpful for me. I think I should work on my anger with debtors. Yes. And it's not because of the debtors, not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you want to do good for yourself. That's why you have to forgive those debtors. So, you don't want to keep anger towards anybody. No matter the reason, you don't want to keep anger towards anyone. Okay. Olukayode says, thanks for the teaching. I have decided to help them by asking the debtors. By asking them for the debt, I think, right? Yeah, when you ask for the debt, for the money, you are helping them, really. Hope Alive is saying, this message is the heart of God. It wants its people free from the bondage of debt so we can be free to serve God. Yes, that's so true. Shidi Obinelu said, it's a great deliverance to me and the body of Christ. Well, thank God for that. Ozoma says, it's very helpful in whatever I am doing now. I'm very conscious. Yes. Kike says, the key to financial freedom and empowerment is to be free from the emotions that can so easily ensnare us, such as anger and unforgiveness, which is natural. I will apply the principle of letting go of my anger, and unforgiveness in all my human relations. That's so brilliant. That's so brilliant. It's a wise thing to do. Bobo says, Pastors, today's teaching was practical and one that requires one to have a skin thicker than an elephant. But that is what leadership is about. Ability to take hard decisions, great teaching, hard though. Great teaching, hard though, when the debtors are your family members or relatives. Now, when they are your family members and relatives, you don't want to take them to court, of course. But you want to take them to the family meeting. You want to take them to the older people in the family or to the, other people in the family. And, of course, but that also means that they have closed the door for you to help them anymore in the future. Yeah, that might not be the right thing to do, to take them to court, Otherwise, they will not forgive you. They will be more angry at you. And your family might not understand. T. Mark says, this teaching is a life changer. I will use all these tools you gave us tonight to guide myself against borrowing or lending to the wrong people. Okay. Barra Collins says, as a tool, I set to forgive my debtors and still praise God to place the cash in their hands and compel them to remit it to me. Yes, definitely, that's so true. You keep on praying for them. You pray for them that God should bless them and God should give them the ability or the opportunity to be able to make the money, especially for those who are trying. For those who are making attempts to return the money, you want to keep on praying for them, that God will bless them, that God will give them better opportunities to be able to return the money, so that they will be able to return the money to you. But sometimes, unfortunately, some people are so callous that even when they are making money, they are not thinking about you anymore. They don't want to return the money to you anymore. They think that you should just forgive them. And even though you are praying for them, that God should give them money, and God is giving them money, but they are not remembering you. Some of them will go on vacation, they will buy new cars, new homes, because you are not demanding for that they will pay you back. So I think, righteousness and truthfulness, uprightness demands that you ask them to pay you back. And, tell them you don't have anything against them, but you need them to keep to their word. You need them to pay back what they owe you. Wow, Austin Moses, that's the prophet himself. How are you, Prophet Moses? God bless you too. Actually, Prophet Moses, today we are late actually. This is not my normal time. I normally come out this time in the evening, British time, 7 p.m. British time, 7 p.m. every day. So today was just because I couldn't get internet on time, so that's why we came late. So normally, if you want to watch me, it's 7 p.m. every day, British time. And also in the morning, 7 p.m., 7:30 a.m. as well. 7:30 a.m. every morning. So anybody that is there today, this is not our normal time. It is 1 hour before. It is 7 p.m. British time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, 2 p.m. Eastern time in America, and 8 p.m. European time. So that is the normal time. And in the morning is 7:30 a.m. British time, 7:30 a.m. Nigerian time, 8:30 a.m. European time, and it's normally 2:30 a.m. Eastern time in America. Okay, Wisdom Dandy said, faith works by love. The Bible says, we indeed cannot say we love God without loving people for whom Christ Jesus died for. yeah, we must be mindful of the times we are living in. God bless you, sir. That's so true. Butari says, I have learned not to plant pine seed in poor soil. Oluwayomi Adedeji says, honestly, Pastor Adelaja, you are a blessing to us all. Looking forward to the transformation agenda in Nigeria through your kingdom principles. Love you from Michigan. Thank you. T. Mark says, Prophet Austin Moses is my pastor. Ooh, he's my very good friend. He's my very, very good friend. Flair Karim Matip says, Pastor, I have one of my sisters online and sharing this topic. She's contacting her debtors and asking them for the money right now. She was discouraged, but now motivated to do her best to get her money returned. God bless you. Yeah, but Flair, I thought your sisters don't speak English. Maybe you are making them to speak English just to be able to listen to me. Are they understanding my English? Is their English good enough for them to understand, or how do they understand? They are practicing their English already. Okay. Well, for those of you who are here for the first time, I want to take the opportunity to announce to you this my program. This is the book I wrote on Nigeria and the leadership question. And this is talking about the Nigerian transformation program that I have. If you have not seen that, I would encourage you to go look for, to go to my blog, SundayAdelajablog.com. You will see more information on the Nigerian transformation movement. I'm taking a lot of people back to Africa with me to bring about transformation of Nigeria and Africa in general. So maybe we have over 200 people ready already, and we want to take about 2,000 people with us. So if you want to go to Nigeria with me and to be able to impact Africa and be able to contribute to the changing that country and the continent, please write to me. You can write to me at to pastor@godembassy.org, pastor@godembassy.org, or you could go to my blog and just go to Nigerian Transformation, and you'll see the form there. Fill the form and you'll be able to join the movement and register yourself. So, and then if you want to know more about this movement, I have written a book that is very helpful. It's called Money Won't Make You Rich. It's on Amazon and on Christian magazines and the Christian bookstores. You want to go and get that book, it's going to be helpful to you as well. Fleur Karen says, my sister didn't understand, Pastor, but she knows you well now and loves you. Thank you. Patricia Agbino says, good evening, sir. There is no volume on my end, sir. Ooh, that's not from me. That should be from your computer. That should be from your computer. Well, nice talking to you guys. Please go share the link, especially now that we came too late and many people might think that we didn't come on at all. So let's go share the link, okay, so that people could get to see this message. Thank you so much. Nice seeing you people. Nice talking to you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for holding on to still welcome me so late, about 1 hour late. Thank you for that, and may the Lord bless you. I hope by the grace of God that the computer should be better tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, I expect to be back. So see you tomorrow. God bless you and good night. Bye.